My name is Tree Williams. I'm the leader of this group. We are the project that want to bring the experience for uh, middle school student or lower to know about ocean habitats and learn about especially about the shark. So we successfully uh, create an AR environment that involve with shark and ocean. Also, we did establish environment that's more likely to be in ocean, but in AR technologies. Uh, my job is to make 3D model, also help with functioning UIs and uh, programming to run everything correctly.
I am Josh Palmer. I did the very initial AR setup and got plane detection working. I also wrote scripts that allow you to move 3D objects and select them. And also, I got the packages installed for the AR foundation.
And Sam Raymays, I did the audio research lookup and I also researched topics as well as help within audio in the UV project.
My name is Chris Rodwick. I contributed to the project by helping with the AR development and also creating the actual area, like the coral reef and the sandy area, and just basically built the environment.
I'm Luke Leslie. I am the UI designer as well as a 3D modeler and animator.
Some of the challenges that we encountered were mainly it was trying to get the AR environment, augmented reality environment working. We had issues just getting a device to work with it. Tried loading the project on multiple times and it just wasn't successfully building correctly, or there was just a bunch of errors that would just pop up. We tried multiple different options by like changing the version of the Unity program that we use, switching out devices, switching out computers. But we finally solved it by switching platforms. We were trying to build on an Android device, but we switched it over to an iOS build, and it successfully worked. And then by then we could actually start fixing the project and actually tweaking it so that it properly ran. So the process of actually making the app, we first started brainstorming ideas of how do we want the app to structure, and how we can actually challenge the user to learn about these different ideas or scientific definitions. So the first thing that we started to do was formulate the questions and like the actual user interface through a wireframe, which is basically just a slide-by-slide presentation on why we did this or how the UI will look. And then after we did that, we were able to understand how we were going to put the UI in. And then after we put the UI in, after we put all of the definitions and got that to run, we moved on to the matching game and the quiz, where we actually formulated the quiz questions, got the buttons to work correctly. And for the matching game, we got it to actually, for the user to click and drag an object over to the correct box. And then the final thing that we couldn't really push it up before, but the final thing that we worked on was the AR project and actually getting that to work correctly. We started with just the 3D environment, and then imported all of the sharks and the fish, and then put the animations in. And then we finally grabbed that environment and we coded through AR so that when someone taps on their camera, the environment loads and people they're in the coral reef and watch the sharks swim around and the fish swim around and everything. But yeah, that's
want
how.
to add on that, that we gladly that we did research on how we want our project to look like. We did a lot of research on the content that we're gonna put into the application. Gladly, there's our client, which is the teacher, who have a lot of lesson plan for us to make the lesson based on our idea. So that's helped a lot with our application. We have the correct content and how to set up all the challenging, like the quiz and the game for student itself. Um, yeah, classically we did like at the whole group and meeting every week. Uh, we as a whole member, we spent a lot of time together work on this project, and classically it came out like really successful.